Expressed confidence in a record high voter turnout. Speaking on November 6, Henochstein stated that this is the highest turnout election since I have been a polling worker, highlighting the increased enthusiasm among voters this year. He further noted that nearly 40% of voters in the precinct had already cast their ballots early, and that overall turnout across the country is expected to reach 80 to 90% for the vote line alone. Projected that at least 1,500 to 2,000 voters would participate on election day. He also pointed out that this is the first election with same-day registration, which has further facilitated voter participation.
Has it been green for you? Oh, okay. So, you can look at that slip of paper. I can look at it, but don't show me your ballot.
I think this year is the first presidential election that we've done that had same-day registration, other than the 2020 election, which was a little weird because of COVID. So it's probably the highest turnout election that I've worked since I've been a polling worker, but obviously some of that was undercut by we had quite a few early votes this year, so something like 40% of this precinct voted early.
What is the ratio? Can you give us a little bit of, in terms of numbers, the traffic that's come in this morning, and what do you expect towards the end of the day?
So we're expecting about 80 or 90% turnout across the county. For this precinct specifically, we'll probably have at least, 1,500 or 2,000 voters through in person today.
I'm here as a Democratic internal poll observer, and my role here is to partner. There's a Democratic internal poll observer, and then there's a Republican internal poll observer. We're really here to protect fair and free elections. So we're here to observe the process with the poll workers here and the election officials, ensuring that it's a smooth process, ensuring that there are no challenges and issues with voters that are arising, and monitoring both what's happening with same-day registrations as well as check-ins when voters are arriving.
Now, on your personal level, as a citizen of this country, as somebody who's Indian American and also a Democrat, what about Kamala Harris really resonates with you and your fellow Indian Americans?
Sure, I'd be happy to speak about that. So there are four, I'll use F's, that are critical for Asian Americans and their issues. And I'm going to use them in terms of freedom, fight, focus, and forward. Freedom for choice, ensuring not just for women, for families, ensuring they have a right to choose and a right to choose who they love. That's a key issue. Fighting, we're trying to fight for gun safety prevention. It's a key and critical issue for Asian Americans in this country, especially for children who will have physical and mental health issues, as we see that. Focus, another key area for Asian Americans in this country, is climate change. Not just in this country, but globally, it's a crisis, especially for those with few resources. And then forward, what Kamala Harris, I believe, is doing for the Democratic Party, and what as Asian Americans we're also trying to fight, is mis and disinformation. So we want to have voter education, ensure we have all the correct information that we can provide voters so that we can have free and fair elections. And that's why I'm here today.
So I just got back from Georgia yesterday evening, where I spent about a week on the ground looking at Asian Americans and how we were performing and what sort of the enthusiasm level was. And once again, it's off the charts, especially in Metro Atlanta, which has the vast majority of votes that are going to determine the Georgia election. But even in